Hey guys, Karo6 here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the deluxe GunDePhone 50 from Kamen Revice. This is Kamen Revice's special phone. It acts as both their secondary weapon and can also scan ViStamps. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at what the GunDePhone 50 can do on its own. So starting with the design, it's a pretty basic looking smartphone, which does feature the key colors of Revice, with the main bite being teal, as well as having some metallic pink and a bit of purple at the top. While the screen is a bit dim, you can see that it features Vice there, as well as his name down here, plus a bit of an audio wave going through there. Those are pretty simple. And on the back we have a kind of faux camera there, as well as this design that has a lot of these ovals similar to some of the other pieces of Revice gear, and this button which will be used to change modes. So, doing that is pretty simple, where you just press and hold this button and then pull out the trigger, and there you have it in gun mode, where you have the angled grip and the trigger right here. For size comparison, here it is next to the Owen Buster 50 in gun mode, and you can see it is a good bit smaller. And this is actually where we're going to start in terms of the electronics, because this is the most simple. Pressing the trigger, you get a blasting sound, and that's all you get out of this mode. No special blasting sound, no special attacks, nothing for holding the trigger, just a blasting sound. Most of the sounds actually come from the phone mode, so I activate those. I have a button here on the side that you press, it will cycle through 5 different sounds. So first you get the ringtone and Vice telling you to pick up the phone, Vice telling you to transform, Vice getting your attention for a picture, Vice telling you to take a bath, which makes more sense in context, because in the series the main character's family runs a bathhouse. And then finally, Mr. Vice's ViStamp lesson, which is kind of like the activation sound for reading the different ViStamps. And technically these sounds also work while in gun mode, though nothing really changes. And after that, we'll check out the ViStamp lesson mode, using the 6 ViStamps that we've taken a look at thus far. So, in order to activate, first we'll set it to ViStamp lesson mode. Though technically speaking, pressing this button at any point will actually start to activate it. You'll flip it over to the back. You can see this indented portion, which matches up with the railing on the back of ViStamp. So we'll just line these up. It'll cause the ViStamp to light up, and you get a special phrase from the GunDePhone 50. And there are 2 phrases per ViStamp. And if you take a look from front, you can see that both of these devices light up. Though this also is something that can let me demonstrate how this works on infrared signals, because you actually can have it a little bit of a distance away. And it'll activate. And these phrases usually have to do with either the right form or the animal that they're based on. So in the case of the Rex ViStamp, had a phrase about Revice and Vice being Revice, and then one about T-Rexes, or dinosaurs rather. So next we have Vata. Now, this one seems a bit more generic because these phrases are mainly just about collecting Vice stamps, so there may not be unique phrases for every stamp. But as far as I can tell, there are at least phrases for the proper ones with the blue marble. So next we have Megalodon. Phrase about sharks. And one about swimming. Next we have eagle. Knowing that this is not a hawk but an eagle. And a phrase about the feathers of the eagle. Next we have the mammoth ViStamp. Telling you how this is the furry and giant version of an elephant. And what about a kind of charging attack? And most recently we have Terra. Saying how Terra is like a flying dinosaur. And something about flying. Yeah, I don't have exact translation for all of these, but again, I can kind of give you the basic idea of what these phrases are about. And technically speaking, this also works if you press the ViStamp button and navigate it that way. Because the basic idea is that as long as one of these items is sending out a signal, that's how it will work. And there we go. So overall, if you've been watching my reviews for the past few years, you'll probably have noticed that by this point it's become kind of obligatory for each new Rider series to have some kind of phone toy, though this is the only the second one that's transformed into a weapon, the other one being the ViSphone 10. But honestly, this one is perhaps one of the most interesting ones, and it's actually not because of the gun mode. In fact, I'd say that the gun mode is very much tacked on, since it only makes one sound and it doesn't activate the lights at all. The more interesting part is how this is something that you can use your Vice stamps on to unlock more sounds. And while you only get 2 stamps, or 2 sounds per stamp, that still is something in that it does mean that this has quite a lot of sounds loaded into it. You just need the Vice stamps to unlock them, similar to how you need the Revice driver to activate the sounds of the Vice stamps. So, basically what I'd say in terms of this one is that if you have a Revice driver and you're actually actively collecting the Vice stamps, this might be worth a bit of a pickup, just because it means that it's one more thing you can use with your Vice stamps to get more sounds out of it, and you will be seeing more of this in the future as I review future Vice stamps. Speaking of which, next time I'll be reviewing the Lion Vice stamp. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, riding off.